Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi everyone. Welcome to this class of RBRB 60114, Kaedah Penyelidikan Research Methodology. Today we will focus on one particular topic, penulisan artikel scientific article writing SAW. My name is Wan Mohd Aizat from the Institute of Systems Biology, UKM, Universiti Kebangsaan, Malaysia. Before we begin, I would like to highlight a few disclaimer and credits. First of all, this class is about research article publication in scientific journals, particularly for research article, but not so much so on the other types of journal articles such as review, books, proposal, proceedings and letters, etc. However, we will talk about the differences between these in the next few classes. Most of our content today is coming from a book called Writing Scientific Research Articles, Strategy and Steps by Margaret Cargill and Patrick O'Connor, whom I had the privilege to learn from, and also a few other places here and there that I have taken and I have emulated their teachings in my class. And of course, this class is a part of a writing group that was held during 2014, so it's quite a while back. However, I have updated some of the a lot of the slides to reflect the current content. So in this module, first module, we will understand the concepts and the terminology used in scientific article writing. So we will first talk about the first subclass or sub-module, which is what is actually scientific article writing and why is it so important. Scientific article is a scholarly written manuscript to describe empirical and or experimental data and findings that has undergone thorough checking by independent reviewers and published by dedicated scientific journals. So as you can see, any articles needs to be evaluated by independent reviewers. That paper must contain some experiments data, and finally, after being reviewed, it needs to be published by scientific journals, and this is what we call scientific article. And basically we have two main areas or two main fields. First one is pure science, and most of our research articles are more quantitative data. And a second field is social science, which basically have more qualitative data. They are actually dealing a lot more in terms of people's opinion, and they are doing a lot of surveys, but we are mostly into the quantitative research. And I would like to highlight that writing is a skill that can be harnessed and that can be polished. And it's not just something by nature, it's actually by nature, whereby you can polish up, you can improve your writing skills. And this is what I'm going to talk about throughout this class. Why do we publish? Of course, ideally we have a lot of reasons. We want to share ideas and results with colleagues, leave records of research and so on. You can get some recognition. You want to attract interest, you want to receive feedbacks, and you want to legitimize your research. But actually, some of us may have some different reasons. I want a degree so badly. So as for instance, for master students in UKM, we need to publish at least one paper, and for PhD student, we have to publish at least 2 papers in order to being able to graduate. There's also some scholarship issue. Some of the scholarships, like my brain, may require us to publish papers as an output of the scholarship. And I know that a lot of supervisors are actually aiming for publications. We want students to publish, and we encourage them to publish. Perhaps you just want to follow the flow. A lot of your colleagues are doing the same thing, writing up and publish, so you want to do the same. You want to get some recognition. In INBIOSIS, we do actually acknowledge people or students who can publish in top tier journals, Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4 with some monetary rewards. So please ask the office if you want to know more about this. And probably the more sincere, I would say, reason is to, I just love, or we just love to read and write. So we have many reasons. I don't mind any reasons at all that motivates you to write, but hold on to it. Perhaps it's actually good for you in order, for us to keep going and try to read and write more. Before we go into the more technical stuff, we need to consider when we write who is our customer or audience or readers. There are actually three main customers or readers. First of all is scientific communities. They want to know, people out there or researchers out there wants to know what is actually being going on in our lab, and what is the findings that may interest them. There are also other readers in terms of journal editors, as well as referees and reviewers. They act as a filter to make sure that only articles of which the highest quality and meet the journal standards and requirements are published. They are the gateway, and this is what we're going to discuss in the next several modules. And remember that writing an article is like selling a product. It needs some demands, it needs to tackle a problem. Is it a better product from previous products? And lastly, is it worth buying or reading? For instance, currently we have the coronavirus, the COVID-19 cases. There are a lot of demands. Therefore, people who can research and can study a particular technique that tackles this kind of problem has a very good product from the previous ones, and therefore journals are more likely to accept these articles in a very high good impact journal. And of course, say for instance, if you are doing qPCR, currently we are looking into more high throughput analysis techniques such as next generation sequencing. So there are better products these days that may merit and give you the opportunity to publish.